Hello everyone, welcome back to Mama in the Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make warbat, which is a popular Middle Eastern dessert. So I'm going to start off by showing you the ingredients. First, for the stuffing, you're going to need 5 cups of whole milk, and then you're going to need 2 tablespoons of orange blossom water and 7 tablespoons of cornstarch. And then you're going to need 16 ounces of vegetable crisco and about 24 sheets of phyllo dough. Now, over here I have 2 boxes of phyllo dough, and each one has 17 sheets. So I will have some left over, but it's okay because I can just store those in the fridge. And there's different types of phyllo dough. So this is the number 4. There is going to be different numbers. So this one is the number 4, easy to use pastry sheets. This is the size that you want. And then for the syrup, you're going to need 3 cups of sugar, 1 slice of lemon, and 2 cupfuls of orange blossom water, and then 2 cups of water. And then you're going to need some pistachios for garnish. And over here I have a ruler and a brush. The ruler is going to be to measure out when I'm cutting to make sure that all the pieces are even. And the brush is just to brush on the crisco. And now we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to be doing is making the kishta so it can cool down by the time we're ready to use it. So over here in the pot I added 5 cups of milk, and then you're going to add the 7 tablespoons of cornstarch and the 2 tablespoons of orange blossom water. And then you're going to put your heat on high heat and keep mixing until it thickens. You have to keep mixing it the whole time or it will get clumpy. And once it starts to get thick like this, you're going to go ahead and reduce the heat to medium, and you're going to keep mixing for another few minutes. After mixing it on medium for a few minutes, you're going to pour it into a pan and put it in the fridge for an hour or until it's completely cooled down. Okay, and once you put the kishta in the fridge, which is the stuffing, we're going to go ahead and get started on getting the dough ready. So the first thing you're going to be doing is melting the crisco. So over here we have 8 ounces, which is half the amount because we're going to be making the warbat in 2 batches. So this is how it looks like once it's melted, and it should be hot but not too hot that you can't touch it because you're going to be working with this with your hands to put it onto the dough. So now in a baker's half sheet pan, which is an 18 by 13, you're going to go ahead and add 2.5 tablespoons of the melted crisco and spread it evenly. After spreading the crisco in the pan, you're going to go ahead and open your phyllo dough sheets. And you want to make sure that it's not cold. It should be room temperature because it's much easier to work with when it's room temperature and it doesn't break apart as easily. And now we're going to go ahead and start putting the crisco onto the phyllo dough sheets. So we're going to be doing 12 sheets, and on the first sheet, we're going to be adding 2.5 tablespoons of the crisco. So you want to make sure that it's at least very warm or hot, and then you're going to go ahead and spread it all over the sheet evenly and make sure that every part has some of the crisco on it. Now we're going to be doing the second layer. So on the second layer, we're only going to be adding 2 tablespoons of the crisco. And you're going to be doing 2 tablespoons for the rest of the sheets. We only did 2.5 for the first sheet. Okay, so we went ahead and did 11 layers, and now we're going to be doing the 12th layer. So on the 12th layer, you're not going to be adding any more Crisco. You're just going to use whatever you have on your hands and pat it down into the rest of the dough, because this is the layer that we're going to be adding the stuffing onto. After patting the 12th layer down, you're going to go ahead and use a ruler and cut off the excess edges just to make it neat and straight. And now we're going to go ahead and cut the dough using a 12-inch ruler. We're going to be making it into 4x4-inch squares. So first, on this side, we're going to be cutting it into 3 parts. So you're going to cut at the 4-inch mark and at the 8-inch mark. So now we have 3 parts. And then on the other side, we're going to be doing it into 4 parts. So first, you want to make sure that it's going to be even at the 4-inch mark. And now you're going to go ahead and cut it at the 4-inch mark, the 8-inch mark, and at the 12-inch mark. So there should be 4 parts on this side. And now we're going to go ahead and cut where we made the marks. So you're going to line up your ruler as straight as you can and cut down, and then cut on the other side. After making the dough into 4x4 squares, we're going to go ahead and stuff it with the cold kishta. So I'm going to be using about 3 tablespoons of kishta for each square, and you're going to put it in the middle like this. We went ahead and stuffed all the dough with the kishta, so you want to make sure that you put the kishta in the middle of the dough. Now we're going to go ahead and, using a knife, you're going to go ahead and lift the edge, and you're going to fold it very gently. Make sure you don't press down too much. It should be open like this, so don't press it down too much, because the butter is going to weigh it down, and if you press it down too much after you bake it, it'll become flat. So it tastes better when it's fluffy and crunchy. So this way it doesn't get flat. So go ahead and do that to all your dough, and just make sure you do it very gently and you don't press down too hard. Another thing is, when you're folding it, you want to make sure that you're folding it with the kishta and not against it. So you want to fold it this way, so that way it's going with the kishta and not against it. So that way the وربات will be full and it's not like empty ends. So you want to fold it this way. After folding them, you're just going to go ahead and place them on your tray. So you're going to go ahead and first place the first 2, and then you're going to be filling it in like squares. And after placing them in the tray, you're going to go ahead and use a plastic brush like this, and you're going to go ahead and spread some of the Crisco on top. And you want to make sure you get the sides and you evenly spread it. Now with the sheets that are left over, you're going to go ahead and wrap them back in the plastic and place it in the fridge for another use. I went ahead and made the second batch. So now I have 24 pieces of Warbat. So each box made 12 pieces. And now we're going to go ahead and place it in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and bake it on the bottom rack on 350 for 30 minutes. The Warbat are in the oven. We're going to go ahead and make the syrup. So to a pot, you're going to add 3 cups of sugar, 2 cups of water, and 1 slice of lemon. You're going to go ahead and squeeze the lemon and just place it in the pot. And you're going to bring it to a boil until it thickens a little bit. And we'll be adding the orange blossom water after it thickens a little bit. So now it's been boiling for about 8 minutes, and now you're going to go ahead and add the 2 cupfuls of orange blossom water, and you're going to mix it in a little bit, and then you're going to let it boil for another few minutes. And this is how thick you want the syrup to be. You don't want it to be too thin or too thick. So it's been boiling for about 10 minutes total. So halfway through baking, or once the edges start to get a little golden like that, you want to go ahead and rotate your tray. So it's been about 15 minutes now, but each oven is different. So once you start to see the edges turn golden, you want to go ahead and rotate it. So this is how it looks like after 30 minutes of baking. And now we're going to go ahead and broil it for a few minutes. Now each oven is different, so it could take less or more than 30 minutes. So you want the bottom to look like this, and now it's done. And we're going to go ahead and broil it for a few minutes. And after about 20 to 30 seconds of broiling, you want to go ahead and rotate it so they can all be even. You want to broil it until it turns into a golden color like this. And now we're going to go ahead and take it out of the oven. And once you take it out of the oven, if you see some oil down there, that's normal. It'll all get absorbed. And now we're going to go ahead and start adding the syrup. So for every 4 pieces, we're going to be adding 1 ladle full of syrup. And it may look like it's a lot, but that will all also get absorbed. And you want to make sure your syrup is not cold. It has to be very warm or a little hot. After adding 1 ladle of syrup per 4 pieces, we're going to go ahead and add just a little bit more across the pan. And there will be some leftover syrup. It won't be much, but there will be some leftover. Now we're going to go ahead and sprinkle some crushed pistachios. So we're going to go ahead and put them in the center of each piece like this. And after sprinkling each piece with pistachios, you're going to go ahead and set this aside for at least 2 hours for it to cool down before you serve it. So now it's been 2 hours, and I went ahead and plated my Warbat, and now they're ready to serve. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe.